Hello and welcome in, friends, to Sports from the Couch here on Mercado Airwaves. I'm your host, Mike Mercado, and I want to thank you so much for joining us for our Week 8 confidence picks in the NFL season, and we are doing it here on CBSSports.com. Thank you so much for joining us throughout the last 8 weeks of the NFL season, and thank you for joining us, and welcome if this is your first time joining us here on the network, whether you're checking us up on YouTube or on Facebook, the live video picks, or wherever you get your favorite podcast, and you're listening to the audio version of this. So why don't we get right into the Week 8 matchups before kickoff of Thursday Night Football? And for all you Bears fans out there that are kind of interested to hear my thoughts after the craziness that was last week, coming off that bye in a horrible game against the New Orleans Saints and their matchup against the Chargers. We'll get into all that in just a little bit. But let's start off with the Thursday night matchup between Washington and Minnesota. Minnesota won't have Adam Thielen this week, but I still think Minnesota's a way better team than Washington, so that's a pretty easy one. I don't like Thursday night matchups. Everybody knows that it's not a guarantee, especially for the favorite. It's a weird game. It's a quick week. Anything can happen in the NFL, but Washington's a bad team, so we'll go with Minnesota. We have Denver at Indy. I'm going to go with Indy here. I actually like a lot of what the Colts bring. I think Jacoby Brissett's actually a nice quarterback. It would have been interesting to see how this team would have been with Andrew Luck. But all that being said, they're a better team than Denver. Joe Flacco is a statue out there. I'm going to go with the Colts. Chargers at Chicago. So let's go ahead and we'll do this right here. My big issue with this Bears team is the response when they've had a lot of time off for a matchup. So if you think about the 2 season openers, the last 2 years of Matt Nagy, they've been blown off of the field. And then you think about the last 2 games coming off a bye, they've been blown off the field. You know, I understand if you're a Mitchell Trubisky fan. You want to have some faith. The fact that this organization traded up in the draft to the number 2 overall pick to pick their quarterback. And it doesn't help that Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes were picked after him, and they've become stars in the NFL. That's not Mitchell's fault. But what is Mitchell's fault is the play on the field. And your eyes, you can't fool yourself. You can't deny what you see. It's not great. It's not adequate. Not enough for this team. And this team is already suffering from injuries. If you've joined us from preseason training camp to this point, we told you how lucky the Bears were last season for the benefit of their schedule, the trade they made for Khalil Mack, and the fact that they were healthy for the most part. Banged up at points, but healthy for the most part. It's not happening this year. And the fact that you've lost Akeem Hicks, a key part to that defense. People are running straight at them. Of course, it seems like it's the same story over and over again. A good enough defense with an offense that can hold its end of the bargain. But whose fault is that? Is that Matt Nagy's? Is that Ryan Pace? Is it Mitchell Trubisky? Guess what, guys? And I know this is a hard thing because in 2019, we want to put all the blame on one person because of a hot take. It's the entire organization's fault. This is the same organization that spent all offseason telling you it was the kicker's fault. How about the fact that Matt Nagy doesn't know how to call a run play? You run the ball 7 times and you have Mitchell Trubisky with a bum shoulder who's never shown to have that type of arm that Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson has. 54 times. There's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it coming off a bye. So the idea of them winning a Super Bowl is long gone. That's over. But barring some miracle run that they'll make movies about, that idea of a Super Bowl is long gone. So what about making the playoffs? Well, are you better than Green Bay? Say what you will about them. They're winning games. What about Minnesota? You can hate their quarterback all you want, think he's a bum. They're winning games. Eventually the Lions are going to line themselves, but offensively they have more weapons than you. They just lost Kerryon Johnson. I still would take their offense over yours. So where are they going to make the playoffs? Where are they magically going to win six more games? It is disappointing to see what this ended up being. And then here's the point that needs to be driven home. Let's just say Mitchell Trubisky isn't the guy. Do you want Ryan Pace making the next pick again? The same guy that brought in Mike Glennon, that drafted Mitchell Trubisky, that said Mitchell Trubisky in the meetings did better than Deshaun Watson, a man that won a Heisman, took Clemson and beat Alabama in the national championship game. Do you want that guy making that pick again? How about Matt Nagy? We all thought he was this offensive genius. Coming off a bye, you think that looked good? You traded Jordan Howard. You went up to go get David Montgomery, and you went out to go get Mike Davis. Where are they? Oh, that's right, they're not using them. It's all about adjustments in the NFL. You don't have to be this amazing genius, Vince Lombardi-esque type of mind to know they get paid to adjust to you. Everybody's getting paid a lot of money. Where are the Bears' adjustments to the rest of the league? And look at this Chargers team that's coming into Chicago is banged up. They have a lot of people on the hot seat. And I still think they're a better team than this Bears team is. They're not even close to playing anywhere near a lot of people thought the Chargers would be. And I'm still having a hard time picking the Bears over the Chargers. What makes you think that they're going to go out there and win? And here's the thing. This is the God's honest truth. It's bad enough thinking they're not going to win the Super Bowl. If the Bears lose this game, you might want to just fire sale everything in that building. Everybody's on Danny Trevathan. That'd be the perfect example. Go get a 4th rounder from him. There are moves to be made if you lose this game against the Chargers. So I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm going to go Chargers in this game, and it breaks my heart. But we talk about it every single season that there's a drop-off somewhere. And we just showing up. I think it's the Bears who are that team. So we'll move on, and we'll see. A win changes a lot of people's minds in the NFL. One win gets you on the right track. The fact that we're talking about that is pretty disheartening. We have the Seahawks at Atlanta. At this point, if Atlanta loses this game, their coach is gone. So we're going to go Seattle in this one, going down to Atlanta and getting a victory. The Jets against Jacksonville. Really interesting to see how this whole Sam Darnold thing has broken up between NFL Films, Monday Night Football, him seeing ghosts. I mean, I understand him seeing ghosts. I know what that means. Anybody who knows football knows what that means. It's kind of weird that it got this kind of traction both ways. But regardless, off the field, I think Jacksonville's going to win this game. A lot of people are picking them, but I'd be really interested to see how Sam Darnold responds to this and to see how Jacksonville does post-Ramsey trade and now that they're getting a little bit more situated. So we have the Cardinals going to New Orleans. I think New Orleans wins another game, and this team refuses to lose with Teddy Bridgewater. It's going to be interesting to see when they get Drew Brees back. We have the Eagles taking on Buffalo. How about a statement game? I'm going to go for it. I don't think Philadelphia's all that good. We saw it, especially after Sunday Night Football. Buffalo gets a big win against Philly. Cincinnati at the Rams. Poor Cincinnati. I don't think the Rams are playing all that good. But I'm not willing to say that the Bengals are gonna go to Los Angeles and beat the Rams when the Rams need a win desperately right now. We have the Buccaneers and the Titans. Can you talk about a more disgusting matchup that can just blow up all the stat sheets on Sunday and can also break everybody's hearts? I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay in this game. Without a shadow of a doubt, Tennessee is a better team and can slow down the game, especially with Derrick Henry, and they could win this. Tampa Bay has more weapons. Plain and simple, they are a team that can, at any given moment, put up over 30 points on you. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay on that one. We have the Giants at Detroit. I kind of like Detroit, so I'm going to go with Detroit on this one. We have, sorry guys, let me get rid of that. We have Carolina and San Francisco. We know Kyle Allen's playing again. Are the 49ers for real? I don't know if they are. They did get Emmanuel Sanders over this past week, so I don't know. I kind of want to go with Carolina coming off a bye. Going to San Francisco, somebody's going to lose. I'll put some money on that. I'm going to go with Carolina on this one for the confidence picks. And then, of course, if you're new to the program, we will go in order of how many points we will put on each team and then kind of do a breakdown of the entire Week 8. We have, oh man, Jarvis Landry saying that he guarantees they're going to go into Foxborough with his Cleveland Browns to beat New England. A lot of talk about Tom Brady, what he's going to do next season, if he's going to be traded, which makes no sense, obviously, or after his contract's done, is he just going to go somewhere else, maybe to the West Coast? Does he go to the Bears? Trust me, guys, there's been rumors everywhere. I don't buy any of it. I think it's a Patriot for life. And because of all these quote-unquote distractions, they're about to put up 50 on the Cleveland Browns. I'm going New England heavy on this one. How about Oakland and Houston? This is a game Houston has to win because this is the stereotypical game that Houston loses. And then at the end of the season, we all look back. It's like, damn, Oakland is a surprising team. Oakland could totally win this game. I'm going to go with Houston simply up. It's week 8. They need to start putting games like this together to start winning. Green Bay at Kansas City for Sunday Night Football. Very interesting. Kansas City banged up, looks a little vulnerable. A lot of people talking about them. Green Bay coming off of a big week for Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to go with Kansas City in this game. They're going to bounce back, and I think this is the type of game where, again, the NFL is such a fickle league, and people are going to put all their chips back on that table. And in the game of the week on Monday Night Football, on Monday Night Football, the Miami Dolphins against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh on this one simply because I refuse to pick Miami anymore. They've already burned me twice this season. So let's go ahead and start thinking about how many confidence points we want to put on everything. I think for sure Minnesota over Washington on Thursday night, get 15 points, try to get them early as fast as you can, and I think Minnesota's a better team, so let's stick with that. I'm going to put 14 on Seattle. I know it's a little dangerous because Seattle doesn't play defense, but I just think they're a better team than Atlanta, and it looks like the wheels are falling off on that one. How about we'll put 13 on New Orleans over Arizona? We'll keep looking around here. I'm willing to do it. I'll put 12 points on New England over Cleveland. Keep looking around a little bit. I kind of like Detroit over the Giants. I'll put a little higher. I'll put 11 on Indy and 10 on the Giants, on the Lions. I will put 9 on the Rams. I might change that around a little bit, but I kind of like where that's at right now. I will put, I think I will put 7 on Buffalo, 6 on Jacksonville, 5 on Tampa, 4 on Carolina, 3 on Houston, 2 on Kansas City, and 1 on Pittsburgh. Yeah, kind of sounds right. Yeah, I'm willing to do that. Cool. I think that's pretty much it. So why don't we go ahead and bring this up? I have the Vikings over Washington on Thursday Night Football, and I'm putting 15 points on that. I have the Seahawks beating the Falcons in Atlanta, putting 14 points on that. I put 13 points on the Saints over Arizona in New Orleans. I put 12 points on New England over the Browns in Foxborough. I have the Colts over the Broncos with my 11 confident points. I put 10 points on the Lions over the Giants in Detroit. I put 9 points on the Rams over the Bengals. I have the Chargers, unfortunately, over the Bears, and I put 8 confidence points in that one. But you better be damn skippy. The Bears better wake up and win that game. I don't want to lose 8 points in this week, but that's one that I'm willing to do. You know what? Just to be safe, I'm going to put them down at 6, just to be safe. So, again, we'll go back. I have 9 on the Rams over the Bengals, 8 on Buffalo over Philadelphia in Buffalo. I have 7 confidence points on the Jaguars over the Jets, 6 on the Chargers over the Bears. I have 5 on Tampa Bay over Tennessee, 4 on the Panthers over the Niners, 3 on Houston over Oakland, 2 on Kansas City over Green Bay on Sunday Night Football, and 1 confidence points on the Steelers over the Dolphins. That'll do it for us for our Week 8 confidence picks in the NFL here on Sports from the Couch on Mercado Airwaves. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Mike Mercado. Follow us all over the universe. I'm on Twitter at mmercado2333. The network's at Twitter at Mercado Airwaves. You can like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. We're on Instagram at Mike Mercado 2333. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/Mike Mercado 2333. Like, rate, review, and share us anywhere you get your favorite podcasts at Mercado Airwaves. And visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves, the home to our interviews that are ad-free and for you can get before anybody else with athletes and celebrities. That's patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Enjoy week 8 of the NFL. You've been on Sports from the Couch here on Mercado Airwaves. I'm Mike Mercado.